2 years after the October the 7th attacks on Israel, the BBC has been allowed into northern Gaza by the Israeli Defense Force and witnessed total devastation.
Bombs fall. The world watches. But behind every explosion is a life, a family, a dream shattered. This is the story the world tries to forget, the story of Palestine. Palestine, the endless war. The story of Palestine is one of land, loss, and longing. It begins in a place considered holy by millions, a land where prophets once walked, where olive trees have stood for centuries, and where the call to prayer still echoes across hills of stone. But for more than 70 years, this land has been trapped in conflict, a struggle over borders, power, and identity that has taken countless lives and shaped generations born into fear. To understand this war, you must travel back to 1948, the year Palestinians call Nakba, the catastrophe. In that year, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians fled or were forced from their homes as the State of Israel was declared. Villages were empty, families scattered across deserts and borders. Many believed they would return within days. Most never did. Their houses were taken, their lands absorbed, and the world moved on, leaving behind a wound that has never healed. The decades that followed were marked by wars: 1967, 1973, and many more, each one redrawing maps, but never restoring peace. By 1967, Israel had taken control of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza, territories that the world still recognizes as Palestinian land under occupation. For Palestinians, life became a daily struggle defined by checkpoints, permits, and the constant presence of soldiers. Gaza, a narrow strip by the Mediterranean, became home to over 2 million people, many of them refugees from that original catastrophe. But Gaza's borders are sealed. For nearly 2 decades, the people there have lived under blockade, trapped by land, sea, and air. Electricity comes for only a few hours each day. Clean water is scarce. Hospitals run out of medicine, and when conflict flares, the skies thunder with airstrikes. Each war leaves behind new ruins, new graves, and another generation that grows up knowing only sirens and smoke. Children learn to recognize the sound of drones before they learn to read. Parents tuck their kids to sleep not knowing if they will wake to see the next morning. And yet, life continues. People marry. They build. They dream. Even under siege, hope survives, fragile but unbroken. West Bank, the war takes another form. Here, the occupation is not only military, it is woven into daily life. Walls divide cities, separating families and farmers from their land. Checkpoints turn short trips into hours of waiting. Every movement to work, to school, to a hospital depends on permission. Meanwhile, Israeli settlements grow across the hills, built on land once promised to Palestinians, protected by soldiers, and defended by laws Palestinians themselves do not share. Each new settlement means less land for Palestinians and less hope for the future. But even amid all this, ordinary people on both sides wish for something simple: safety. Many Israelis live with their own fears: the fear of rockets, of sirens, of losing loved ones to violence. And many Palestinians, after decades of suffering, say they no longer seek revenge. They only want to live freely, to walk without fear, to see their children grow. Over the years, the world has watched. Governments debate, the United Nations passes resolutions, and yet little changes. Ceasefires are signed and broken. Peace talks rise and fall, promises are made and forgotten. Outside Palestine, millions march in solidarity. They chant for freedom, for justice, for an end to occupation. But inside, the people continue to face the same reality: a life defined by loss, resilience, and faith. In hospitals lit by flashlights, doctors operate on the wounded. In refugee camps, old men still hold the rusted keys to homes that no longer stand. And in the ruins of bombed-out neighborhoods, children play, laughing as if to defy the darkness around them. That laughter, fragile, pure, is perhaps the greatest act of resistance, because it means that even in the heart of war, life still finds a way. The story of Palestine is not just a story of suffering. It is a story of endurance of a people who refuse to disappear. They carry memories like fire of the houses they lost, the olive trees they planted, the dreams they still believe in. Some say the solution lies in two states, one for Israel, one for Palestine living side by side in peace. Others dream of a single land shared equally by all who call it home. But for now, peace remains distant, hidden behind walls and fear. And yet, despite everything, the people of Palestine endure. Through the ruins, through the silence of a world too tired to listen, they continue to live. Because a people who keep their story alive cannot be erased. And as long as the olive trees grow, and the call to prayer rises over the hills, there will always be a heartbeat in this land, quiet, unbroken, and waiting for the day when the war